Thank you very much.
I'm singing more on here, aren't I, Chidge? I'm singing more.
You're loving it. You're loving it on the benches.
This is my place.
You are, because you can like, be part of it and still do your own.
Part of it at the same time.
Yeah, be part of it and still do your own thing is what I was going to say.
What I like doing normally.
Don't sulk, Jonathan. It doesn't become you. Anyway, right. I am standing for Chidge. This is the Chelsea Football Fancast, and it is now time for our last proper fannies for a league match this season, the Cardiff match. And as always, we are going to start off with man of the match. Now, as I alluded to earlier on, Pablo, I actually thought that Hazard had a fairly decent match, so I think he definitely is worth a shout. I'm wondering if there's a little bit of guilt tinge with this, because of course I didn't vote for him in the Player of the Year, and I haven't even put him in the nominations for what we're doing later. But I thought he was all right. It was our most creative and most skillful outlet yesterday.
I literally cannot believe we've got a man of the match thing here with 3 players who wouldn't have won the match, and there's no mention of Schürrle. I think it's totally wrong, and you won't be getting any votes from me.
Okay. Jonathan, do you want to come back and sit here?
I'd love to.
Yeah, I could do that. I can put you on the benches, just like that.
Pablo, can you show us what a flounce looks like now?
In fact, actually, give me the smelling salts. As a punishment, Pablo has to have a lug of smelling salts, because then it means he won't be able to say anything for at least a minute. I do take your point about Schürrle. I thought he was brilliant when he came on, but I just felt he came on as a sub, and I know. But I thought Hazard was there for the whole game.
Had he for me, Schürrle yet?
Had he not come on, we'd have lost 1-0. I'm almost certain.
Okay, well, no, I think it's fair enough. It's a good argument, and I had Cole Jackson coating me off for not quite as nastily as you really don't want to do.
No,
that.
I know, I don't.
I had Cole Jackson coating me off for the same thing. But I mean, the reason I did, I thought Hazard was our most creative outlet, and I thought he played really well considering that. I thought Matic put in a very Matic-like performance, consistent again, and I think the same for Aspie.
Yeah, they were all right, but they'd have been all right in a 1-0 defeat.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically.
I basically I was pretty uninspired, and if the truth were to be told, there was no man of the match, really. I take your point about Schürrle, but I just felt... interestingly enough, Ross gave him 8 in the ratings. So maybe I was just feeling like being disagreeable with Ross.
Yeah, it's possible.
I think there's a lot to that. I can't change it now, because the people have voted. So have you got anything to say about that? Have I screwed up yet again?
I think Ross's rating says it all. Schürrle played an 8.
He did give Hazard a 7.
I agree with all his ratings apart from Torres and Salah. They're the only 2 I disagree with. Salah should have got 1 lower and so should Torres. Everything else I agreed with. Schürrle should have been one of the nominees.
He gave Aspie, Mikel, Matic, Hazard and Torres 7 and Schürrle 8.
Yeah,
so there you go.
I agree with the Schürrle.
All right, enough. Who are we going to vote for?
I would like to follow Pablo and abstain. I think Schürrle should be there.
You can't abstain. You have to vote for one of those.
Matic.
Dan?
I might go for the guy who was popping the balloons in the air at the beginning of the game. He was quite good.
That wasn't Torres. He couldn't even hit a balloon, mate.
Mikel was quite enjoying the popping balloons.
He was, About his level. As Darren said, he hasn't grown up yet, so that would figure.
He was only popping the balloons sideways, though.
Running around and rubbing them on people's hair.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, that's good. That is very, very good. Of course, if Oscar had tried to tackle one of the balloons, he would have probably fallen over, wouldn't he? We could go on all night like this.
Night this.
I'm getting a lot of grief here, Benches. Is it deserved or not, other than Jonathan? Because I know you're going to say it's deserved, aren't you?
It's always deserved.
Oh, You're so hard.
Always. Why are you so? You need somebody to be hard on you.
Oh, I usually pay for that. So come on, seriously, have I got it completely wrong as always, or what?
Maybe slightly misjudged.
See, that's the kind of criticism I like. It's like being savaged by a dead sheep.
I don't think as always is fair.
Oh, no, you're all backtracking, aren't you?
I think it's wrong in this situation.
All right, OK. So what do you reckon, Benches? Who are you going to go for? Hazard? Aspie.
I thought Oscar, actually.
Oscar. OK. Harry?
I know he wasn't nominated, but I'm.
Hey, Jonathan, apparently that doesn't matter, according to Pablo and Darren,
All right, Matic.
All right, I'm going to put you all out of your misery, but particularly mine. The results are in, and actually it's pretty close, which is always a good indicator that I've got it horribly wrong, isn't it? I think, judging by the statistical analysis that I've given to this over the last few weeks, when the vote's very close, it's not actually because the vote's really close. It's actually because I've got it horribly wrong, and people are just kind of almost doing a protest vote.
Can we just kind of override and just give it to Shirley?
So does that mean UKIP have won?
Yes, basically, Nigel Farage, the creative midfielder of the UKIP team, has won. No, basically, reverse order, Matic 31%, Azpilicueta 32%, and Hazard 37%. But I think, actually, unofficially, I've seen the error of my ways, and I think we'll give it to Shirley. Ross, where's Ross gone? Is he still here? I don't know where Ross has gone, actually. He's probably had enough. See, made sure we did the ratings, then he disappeared. Selfless, team player, like it. OK, but I think unofficially we'll give it to Shirley, but that was the vote that was. Now, time for chant of the match. I actually thought that, you were there, Dan, but I thought we were in fine voice all afternoon. And I think the Chelsea away support were, relishing the fact that this was the last chance to be able to get together and have a sing and have a few beers together for, 3 months. And I think they took absolute opportunity of that. Because I heard them loud and clear on both the dodgy internet stream that I was unfortunately having to watch the game on and on Sky later.
They sounded absolutely brilliant, and there are a few new chants in there. Some of them we can't actually mention on television.
There's a crack.
Very good one involving potentially a Eurovision winner.
Yes.
And maybe a football manager, but we can't talk about that.
Well, OK. What I can say, talking about Brendan Rodgers, as we weren't, there was a very good song about Brendan, which I just desperately wanted to nominate, but unfortunately, due to the confines of Ofcom and, in fact, his lawyers, we cannot sing on air. Although we did give the people listening live on Mixlr a bit of a burst of it during the interval, so I hope if they were listening that they heard that. But that on any other day or in any other world, we would have. Yeah,
it was going on the bus on the way back. Actually,
I know.
Chid, could you sing it, but just put some other words in?
Not easy.
No,
no, I think it's very hard.
No, absolutely not. I'm sorry. But anyway, that aside, I kind of gave it a good listen. There were so many you could have chosen. There were so many of the old songs that were coming up in particular I thought that were great. But I kind of decided that... I'll tell you why I've nominated these. It's probably the best one. But I've nominated Have You Ever Seen Gerrard Win the League? I think it was really important that was heard loud and clear, because it was very poignant that, of course, we will never see Gerrard win the league. Never, 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 never.
That ship has sailed now,
let that sink in. It's a lovely feeling, isn't it? So I felt that was very appropriate.
And as well, the whole thing's defined his career now, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's brilliant.
Well, that's why I chose the next one, because the other reason I thought I'd choose the next one, which is Steve Gerrard, he slipped on his arse and gave it to Demba Ba, Steve Gerrard. The reason that had to be sung was because that song has been sung around every ground this Sunday, absolutely knocking into a cock hat the ridiculous, irksome myth perpetrated by the Scouse-loving media and the so-called neutral fans who are all wanting Liverpool to win.
There was an article in the Telegraph today basically slating Newcastle fans for singing it, which is very funny.
Proof if proof it.
Do you not think it's just a conspiracy against the neutrals?
Well, I think actually what's become apparent is that we now know who the neutrals are. Neutrals are
Alan
fans.
Hansen.
No, they're biased. Neutrals are basically fans who don't go to watch football matches. They're not match-going fans. Neutrals are people who sit and watch Sky.
The ones who enjoy the narrative rather than the football.
They like a story. Well, go and watch Jackanory, or whatever the modern-day equivalent is. But, it's ridiculous. Neutral fans are not football fans. But football fans know their football, know the Scousers, and know why we had to sing that song. And I'm really pleased. And, of course, therefore, we had to sing it, and I'm glad we did. So that got a nomination. Now, the last one is the Ashley Cole stuff. And, there were so many Ashley Cole songs doing the rounds on Sunday, which was just lovely. Ashley Cole's won the European Cup, Ashley Cole. But I felt that the one that summed it up most, the most poignant one was We Want You to Stay, Ashley Cole, we want you to stay. So that's why I nominated that one.
Can I just say on that, and this will go into my nomination on this as well, I want to go for that one. Because
Ashley Cole,
we want you to stay. Because when the away end started singing that, Ash was right down there by them. He looked round, he heard it, and as a result, he was the first one down there at the end of the game, hands in the air, and that
hands in the air like he don't care.
Yeah, that slight tear in his eye, and he obviously you could see there was a connect there.
Yeah,
so.
there is a connect there, actually, and I think we knew it anyway, but it's been affirmed totally in the last couple of weeks.
It's kind of poetic that Chelsea fans turned out to be the perfect fans for Ashley Cole and vice versa. I don't think anyone would have thought that in 2006.
Well, I think most of the opposition fans would have worked that one out. Chavsky, Chelsea scum, blah, 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 you know. Shoot people, shoot who we want. You know, it's a perfect fit. We love him. What? Sorry.
Cashley Cole.
Cashley Cole. We like a bit of cash, you know. Anyway.
I nearly crashed my car when I heard what my fee was going to be for tonight.
Nice one, Dan. All right, so look, I actually voted for Ashley Cole. What are you boys going for?
I'm hoping that, I think it's important we vote for Cole, really. Yeah. Gerrard's asked up the league as before, they're not quite to the same extent. He'll probably do it again, so it's got to be Cole.
So you go for Cole, I'm going for Cole. Darren?
CFC Unofficial is saying that anything with Gerrard, but my personal opinion is that we didn't win the league, therefore why still sing about when we're not playing against Liverpool? And we'd like Ashley Cole to stay, and I do think it's over the top of the soul singing about Gerrard when we're not playing against Liverpool.
Luckily, most Chelsea fans aren't as grumpy as you, though,
I just don't care. But why would we spend the last home game singing about Steve Gerrard, not about John Terry, Frank Lampard, Ashley Cole, who might not be there next season?
It's not as if we got a plane out, is it? You see what United did?
Yeah.
Well, I thought I should have said Giggs 13,
United 20, Gerrard 0.
Yeah.
What are you going to vote for?
I think it's quite
Ashley
obvious.
Cole?
Yes.
All right, Dan.
I've already voted.
Ashley Cole.
Benches, have we got that right, Ashley Cole?
Ashley Cole, one of the great Chelsea players.
Yes, totally, absolutely.
Probably the greatest Englishman to play football ever.
What?
I reckon.
Wow.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
No, the best English footballer of all time.
Wow, Pablo. That's massive.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's true.
Wow. Have you had some of this?
No. Who's won more?
No,
Who's played more?
I'm loving it.
International competitions. You're not going to get.
Ross is giving a thumbs up.
Ross is back, is he? Yeah. I see. We thought you'd gone, mate. Anyway, right. Results. The results are. You'll be delighted to know. Have you ever seen Gerrard win the league? 17%. Steve Gerrard. Oh my God. That is outrageous.
It's a full birthday kit.
Yeah, that is. Where is that taken?
I guess it must be the QPR game, maybe.
Well, that would explain.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It
I
does
don't
look
know
like
if you can see this.
I'll take it up there.
You can see it. You can see it.
Yeah, I'd leave it where it is.
Yeah, you can't know because it's plugged in. Sorry, John. Right, the vote. 17%. Have you ever seen Gerrard win the league? That is a brilliant tweet by Charlotte. 21% wanted Steve Gerrard.
Did you have to full screen it though,
and 62% voted for Ashley Cole. Now we've got to move on very, very quickly. Guinness moment. My Guinness moment nominations this week. Again, I was pretty hard work, but Oscar's shot just over the bar. Oscar's shot just over the bar. Shut up.
I like that.
Nay. Right, Oscar's shot just over the bar on the first half. That was good, actually. That did definitely make me go, ooh. Hazard's ball into Schürrle for the cross. I like that because he basically retained possession brilliantly, ran around, causing, Cardiff defenders a bit of trouble, and then just slid this lovely ball into Schürrle. And then the final one is Salah did this. Somebody passed the ball into Salah and a penalty. And I don't know how he did it, but he kind of just the way he took the ball and didn't turn, but he completely deceived the defender and then got shot. I thought that was lovely. That made me go, ooh. Very quickly.
Personally, I can't vote for Salah kicking the ball wide because he does it about 10 times a game.
I did it for the turn more than
the shot,
I
know.
To be fair.
Actually, I mean, if it was anything, I'd give it to the, since we scored from it, to the Cardiff goalie for the save from Aspilicueta just before Schürrle scored. But of
You're saying he's wrong again, basically.
But of those, it'd be Hazard's balls.
Hazard?
Yeah, Hazard to Schürrle.
Yeah, Hazard.
Hazard, guys, benches?
I liked Salah, personally.
You did like that. See, I like that too, John.
I actually went, oh.
Yeah.
And then when nothing came of it, I went, oh, typical.
Yeah, that's right. Disappointed.
Yeah, as is the whole of the season for me. Disappointment.
Well, you'll be delighted to know that the public, the great unwashed out there who love to listen to this show, have gone as follows. 18% for Salah, 30% for Oscar, and 52% for Hazard. So they agree with us, which is good. Now, finally, celery moment. My favourite bit of the week, as always. OK, Torres missing an open goal. I mean, if that's not a celery moment, I don't know what is. It made me laugh, but I thought the whole balloon dough moment was quite a good one. I absolutely love this. In fact, I think I might have voted for this. I'm not sure. I can't remember what I voted for now, but I love this. There was a moment in the game where Aspilicueta basically... he challenges Bellamy, that odious, horrible person that is Bellamy. He falls over, then he gets back up, then he wins the challenge, having gone back up, and he falls over again and gets the foul. All in the space of about a nanosecond.
Then Bellamy had a bit of a shout, didn't he?
Yeah, well, of course, Bellamy always has a bit of a shout. But I just thought it was brilliant, and I just thought that really made me laugh. And the more poignant one, I thought Ashley Cole captaining his last game, possibly, and the great rapport and affirmation that he had with the crowd. I just thought that was proper Chelsea. I like that a lot. And I think maybe that's what I voted for, although I did quite kind of like the Aspie and the Torres comedy moments. But there you go. Damn.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole.
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely.
I thought it was brilliant. It's really nice. I don't want to over-intellectualise this because people do this a lot, but it's nice to see a proper connect between a player and people in the stands. People are so far removed from it, and it really happened in that game. So, that's Ash all over. Well done.
That's a great. I tell you, it's a really good point, and I mean, it's been worrying me for the last few weeks because we're about to lose. We've been saying it for the last couple of years now, but I mean, we know that it is imminent that we're going to lose. Cech, Terry, Lampard, Cole, and I mean, you could even put Drogba in that category. These are players who we had a real connect with, and vice versa. And it really just worries me that a lot of the players that we've got now, there is no connection there.
But probably
do you not think that'll grow
into that?
Well, Etu. I mean, he's got a good point about Etu.
Yeah.
Etu is getting a lot of nominations, or he's up for discussion for a lot in the celery moment of the year, which says a lot, I think. And I think that's not wrong. But I think particularly those five, they love Chelsea and us, we love them. And I just wonder. We might have seen the last of that. That's kind of what I'm saying.
People like Cahill, he's brilliant. I think Louis does show a lot.
Always goes to the fans afterwards.
Yeah.
And I think actually as well, going back to Etu again, he's kind of proven that whilst there may not be the connection, there are still players that are going to get it, so to speak.
But it does worry me, I mean,
I'd say Ivanovic as well.
Ivanovic, definitely.
He looks like at Atletico Madrid game when he just trudged off the pitch later than everyone else and everything else. He did look so gutted. And
do you know what? I've just come up with something really good there. What you just reminded me, and very appropriate, it was you who reminded me. You know what I'm going to say. But in basically Branner and Cahill, there are players that can pass the mantle of that connection on.
Oh.
How did you think I was going to guess you're going to say that?
You're going to say my name, aren't you?
I'm going to be sick.
I just love that. But it does worry me, and I think that's makes.
I think there's people like Courtois when Atletico Madrid scored in the Super Cup. His celebration, it was for no other reason, and I think he really cares about whoever he plays for. I think Courtois will be the same when he plays for Chelsea.
Well, let's hope
so. Willan, same as well.
Yeah.
That with the song and all this stuff, he doesn't see Willan having.
I just wonder. I just wonder if we'll see their like again. Okay, enough of that. We should vote for this celery moment. What are you going to vote for?
Cole.
You're going to go for Ashley Cole. Dan's obviously going for Ashley Cole.
I was going to go for Torres because I like to think that Ashley Cole will stay, and that will be Torres' last open goal that he's missed.
It was so appropriate, wasn't it? And the balloons and everything. It was just so silly.
It's just that if it is Ashley Cole's last game, then I suppose you have to give it to that. And Davi says, just on Pablo's thing earlier, that he thinks that Ashley Cole's the second best left back he's ever seen behind Roberto Carlos.
Wow,
so,
that's pretty cool. Talking of the I did a programme once where Di Canio mugged off Barthez. Barthez is like waving, pretending it's offside. And I actually set that to the music. It was quite fun. Anyway, enough of that. Benches, are you in agreement with that? Are you feeling the love for Ashley Cole?
It is. It was Ashley Cole's day yesterday. As I said, one of the great players.
Yes, indeed. Definitely the best left back I've ever seen play for Chelsea.
Yeah. Loved him. Absolutely loved him.
Arguably best ever.
Yeah, arguably best ever. Well, you'll be delighted to know that.
Since Eddie McCready.
Yeah, but I think he's better than Eddie, mate.
He's better than Eddie.
He's not quite as cross-eyed.
No.
Anyway, in reverse order, Aspie 6%, Torres 25%, and a whopping 69% of you had as much sense as a sensible person to vote. The celery moment this week for Ashley Cole.
And of course, Ashley Cole.
We want you to stay! We want you to stay! Ashley Cole! We want you to stay! Lovely stuff. Right, we will be staying with you too, because we're going to be back after this very, very short break, and we're going to be talking about our fannies of the year. Oh, yes.